And we're back after 2 week break. Welcome to episode 74 of Double Cross Anime. As usual, the hosts are me, Mario, and
And
Whooper.
me, Whooper. I'm over
Right.
here.
So today we're gonna cover like all the material of this some spring, summer season.
Fall.
Oh Jesus, sorry, fall season. Oh, it in
It's
Australia
spring for you.
we have different seasons, so yeah, that's so confusing. So we basically do the catch up of all the anime from episode 2 until like 4 of Beastar, 4 and 5 of Beastar, um Blade of the Immortals, Hoshian no Shora, Chihayafuru have a bunch of double episodes. And lastly, we do the classic show, which is Am for the Ace.
Right.
All right. I think we can start with Chihayafuru. What do you think?
Sounds fine. It's got the most episodes, 1 through 5, so we can just get that out of the way.
Yep. So all right. How you feel about the show in general? Is that how you feel that this sequels like is on par with the previous seasons?
I mean, I rewatched the second season earlier this year, and so far I prefer season 3. It's great.
Yep. All right.
Just jumps right back into the action. We have like one episode that's kind of a pillow episode with the training camp at
Right.
Fujisaki, and like a third of that episode is kind of an extended flashback. And then after that one episode, it's off to the races. Like we're already in the middle of the Yoshino tournament, and every match has been super awesome. Chihaya versus Taichi in the finals coming up. New cool new characters. The return of like familiar faces. It just has everything.
Yep, that's right. I actually feel like the first episode, the first 10 minutes of episode 1 was really awkward.
That was the flashback stuff, right?
That was a flashback of some characters. I remember that was from the point of view of Chihira's second friend from her secondary school.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I had kind of forgotten about that.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure that we don't know anything about her. So I feel just so awkward, and it jumped right back to the camp, which is good, but still underwhelming.
Apparently there's a Chihayafuru like spin-off manga that tells the story of what happened in middle school.
Right.
Because the first season opens with them in elementary school at the karate tournament where they meet Arata,
Yep.
and then we're in high school, for most of it. So in middle
Yep.
school, what happened? So
Yep.
there's a spin-off that covers that, and apparently that girl who's part of the track team that Chihaya joins, she's part of that spin-off manga.
Right.
So
Now
I guess
get it.
they brought her character in as a way of. I mean, they used the segment to like explain the rules of Karuta and stuff. So
That's right.
yeah, I mean it was kind of strange, but it's just one episode out of like 24.
Yep. I know that it served the purpose. It kept things warm up. So it introduced the rules again, all the characters again, but the way that it does was so feels so awkward. It was so like out of it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
like
it's fine.
a few minutes of my life.
And
fine.
I swear, from episode 2 to episode 5, like it has so many great moments that I feel like I'm crying watching the shows. It brings back all the emotions, on the like the investment that we have for all the characters, all the great moments, so good.
Yeah, I mean, people are always crying on this show, so if you want to cry
Alright.
along at home,
All right, so
No worries there.
Pick your favorite characters out of these 5 episodes.
My favorite character.
Yep.
Damn. Dude, I don't know.
A
Do
lot.
I? Does it have to be? Does it have to be a main character?
No, it doesn't have to be main character. It's if it's just any characters.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Inokuma,
All
the
right.
former queen,
All right.
because
Yep.
I really like the way that her character was introduced, and I like the relationship that she has with Sakurazawa. Because like
Yep.
so many of the character relationships in this show are between high school kids,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, and there are plenty that aren't, because there are like veteran players and I mean I guess it's mostly veteran players and like coaches and things, where you get the like the older versus the younger,
Yep.
like the dueling perspectives or the cooperation between the two. But I really liked that both Inokuma and Sakurazawa, who were like former rivals, and they're both still
Mm-hmm.
young women, in their what like
Release.
early 30s maybe.
Yep.
I just really like the fact that that dynamic is now represented. You know, two former elite female players.
Well. Yep. Yep. My favorite character would be the same. Would be her as well. Um, I remember the line that um, the people comment her that it take a passion for her to come back after having two kids already, and having the short up maternity leave for like a few years after having the baby. That line just get me every time. I don't know
Yeah,
why. Man.
I mean it's the contrast between that and Sakurazawa, who feels in episode 5. There's a scene where she is talking to Rion, who's like her, you know, her star pupil now,
Uh-huh.
and she's like reflecting on the fact that Inokuma did come back after having her two kids, and she's like back in it. Whereas
Yep.
Sakurazawa kind of retreated to a mentor position and like a coaching position,
Right.
and she like hangs her head and she feels um, like inferior. You know, she
Mm.
feels kind of defeated
Yep.
because Inokuma is now coming back to the game, and where is she? Like she's still on the sidelines.
Yep. Yep.
You know, not a side of Sakurazawa that we usually see, because she's usually like a domineering, strong presence
That's right. Yep.
for Fujisaki, and now, you know, I mean the fact that she never beat Inokuma in 4 years is probably what's like kind of got a hold on her when she
Yep.
sees her
Yep.
again at this tournament.
Um, Another questions. What sub that you watch for Chihayafuru? Is that horrible subs?
Yeah, why
Alright.
is somebody else doing it?
I'm not too sure, but I'm actually unhappy with the way it's subbed. Like both Inokuma and Chihara have like a strong card, the favorite card, which is Chihayafuru, and they actually didn't, like they actually do the translation of, I don't remember what is the translation of Chihayafuru, but we don't see the significant when the card was called, and
I mean,
that
you hear that it's her strongest card, Inokuma's, and we already know that it's Chihaya's.
yeah, well, I still prefer that it's Chihayafuru, like the
Isn't
whole
it
terms.
swiftly? Isn't that the word? I could be wrong. They translate
Maybe not.
Chihayapuru to swiftly, or
Uh,
maybe I'm remembering
I-
like the older subs. I can't remember.
yeah.
Was it Kami subs maybe that I watched for the first 2 seasons, or
Not really sure.
Zurako? I don't know, dude. I forget.
Yep. Because I remember one of the reasons why Inokuma have Chihara Furu as her favorite cat is because her middle name is Chihara as well.
Who? Inokuma?
Inokuma, yep.
Her middle name is Chihaya.
Yep.
Oh, was this in the manga only, or did I just completely miss this?
This was just some sort of information. It's in the manga only.
Oh, okay. I read the manga past the point of the second season, but it was a long time ago. Like
Second
5 years
season.
ago, probably.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So right.
I
I
mean, they gotta
actually
cut stuff for time, I guess.
yep. I actually did expect that Chihara will play against Taichi in semis, not in the finals. So like the moment that Chihara play against the other guy and Taichi against uh against who's against Shudo? Nah.
He played against Sudo in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. So he play again the other guys in the
Murao.
semis. Oh yeah, Mira.
Murao.
That was when I was pretty sure that they're gonna meet up in the finals. Like the
His
whole
match with
team building up for that.
his match with Murao was completely shortchanged.
Yeah, that's right.
We barely got to see it. We just saw him bust out like this crazy new move where he leans forward and then swipes backward. Oh my
Yeah,
god. He's
I
using
got
it
to
to
try
beat
the
a
new
player who's
things.
yeah. I mean, Murao is one of the best karate players in Japan.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
he's better than Arata. Like in their society, he's ranked above Arata.
Yep.
So I don't know how Taichi
So
is just able to blow him back like that. I mean, the card differential is really in Taichi's favor as well when it ends, if I remember correctly.
well,
It's not like a
all
last
right.
card scenario like it is against Sudo.
Yeah, but this is sports, so like it is unpredictable. So that is alright. I mean, Chihara even beats like one of the guy who used to play in the King match. Remember on like before
Yes.
quarterfinals. Yeah. So yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really stretches the bounds of credulity or anything like that. It could happen, but
Yep.
we didn't get to see enough of the match. I mean, it's fine because the main attraction is Chihaya versus Taichi
Yep.
anyway. But
Yep.
like the way that episode 5 was structured, it took a little bit of a break from Karuta between the quarters and the semis so that we could like check in with Chihaya's mom and her sister at her modeling gig.
Yep.
And there's the little scene between Chihaya and Kana after she wakes up in the break room and all that stuff.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Taichi's match was going on and we barely got to see any of it.
That's right. Anyways, yeah, I'm still looking up for the next tournaments, which is gonna be the kings and the queens um
Qualifier
qualify. Yep.
to see who plays in the Meijin match and the Queen
Yep.
match. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean
Ooh,
we're
that'll be
not there
interesting.
yet. We still got to watch the finals of the Yoshino tournament. Who place your
Oh.
bets, man? Who you got? You got Chihaya or
Alright.
Taichi?
All right. Sorry, I already read the manga, so
Oh yeah.
so I
Okay,
I
well
be
I'll
spoiled.
guess then. I'll guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually,
I think
like
it.
based on the. All right.
But you already
Actually,
read the
based on
manga. What are you saying?
well, I'm doing the
You can't guess.
constructive comment now. Based on what we have seen in the last 5 episodes. I get Tai Chi, like had the better side of winning, had the better
No.
chance of winning.
Now, whatever you say, you're completely biased because you've read the manga so recently. So if you say that the eventual winner is going to win, then that's because that's what you've read. And if you say the opposite, it's because you're trying to be too fair by not guessing the winner. Like the answer. You can't make a
Alright.
prediction.
I'm not making a prediction. I was like doing pros and cons, doing like compare the two players together.
Now, but even if
Uh,
you're trying to analyze them on on even ground, you're still unable to do that because whatever thought process you use is colored by your knowledge of the outcome.
Yeah, that's right. That is true. I definitely say that note. Like when I read the manga, up to that point, I was guessing Tai Chi gonna win.
Well, he's been beating Chihaya recently because of her hand injury, but she's got the cast off now.
Was he's been undefeated since 2013. So 6 years.
Oh, really? Wait, what? Oh, I see.
Since
Okay.
season 2.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. Well.
Well, I mean, that means Chihaya has been as well, right?
Uh.
She hasn't
Actually,
lost yet in
yes.
this tournament.
Yes, he haven't lost in the tournament yet. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I don't know who's gonna win. It's it's gonna be a big deal in terms of their relationship going forward.
Yep.
Because whoever wins is gonna have the leg up, so to speak. Like they're the two clear powerhouses in their group, in their club. So,
Actually, do you remember who he?
no.
Oh, that's good. All right, tell me your guess then.
Um, I don't know. I think Chihaya is gonna win. She's the main character. I think
That's
this
not
will
fair.
be. I think this will be like her recovery from her injury. This will be the moment
Right.
that the manga uses, or that the series uses, to bring her back to full power before the qualifiers, perhaps. And they can't let Taichi succeed for too long. He always has to. Always has to be some stumbling block for him to encounter,
Yeah.
so that he can go back to being in the dumps and being like, "Dude, I'm so unlucky.
Yeah.
I
Speaking
just
of
like
that,
he's so unlucky."
remember the way that he beat Shudo?
Yeah, in the last card,
Yeah, I was
the
like, oh
gamble.
my. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. It was they play up his unlucky side again.
They always do.
Yeah.
But I'm part of the Arata Alliance, so
All right.
I'm not going to be fooled by the insistence that Taichi is unlucky. Dude is
Yeah,
super good
but
looking. He's a literal genius. Uh, all the girls want him. There's no way this guy is unlucky.
right.
He's just tunnel visioning on one girl.
Yeah, I think like this arc so far has been saying a lot about like the strength of Chihayafuru so far, the characters. Like we have many moments like we see a lot of characters that we know, even the new characters, in and out. They in the focus and they out of focus, but like we always see different side of them. We always see like what make them dumb. So that is a really good show so far.
Yeah, it knows how to spread the wealth
Yeah.
between all the main characters, the side characters, how long to check in with each of them for, when to move on, how to move around in a room where a bunch of matches are taking place, like how long to spend in one match, and then when to move on to the next one, and this, that's been the strength of the series ever since I can remember.
Yep. Yep. So
So it feels good.
yeah, feel good. All right. You do you want to we switch to another shows now?
Sure,
All
you can
right.
pick. You're good. You got it.
Let's see. Let's go with Hoshia no Shora.
All right, I just finished watching this.
All right. Episode 2 to 5.
3 to 5. We already did 2.
Did we?
Yeah, because we took 3 weeks off, so that's 3 episodes: 3, 4, and 5.
All right. All right. Yeah. All right. It's a 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. What? All right. General thought first.
I don't know, dude. It's okay, I guess. I would just rather watch Chihayafuru.
All right. I still enjoy it. I all right. One of the all right, the cons. It's not really a con. I still feel it rely on familiar, trope of sports shows. So like the guy get into the team. The guy, that new guy come up with new way to improve everyone.
Yeah,
In, on the
Maki
team.
the genius.
Yeah, actually he match up, like the all the double players and they all get better out of it.
Yeah.
I still feel it's like familiar. We have seen all that before.
I mean, he
How
pairs up the players that are most similar. The two guys who are most aggressive, he puts on the same
Yep.
team. The two
Yep.
guys who are like most passive, who both want to play baseline, he
Yep.
puts them on the same team. Like, why does everyone think that these are the worst possible pairs? I mean, I know it's doubles, so the players have to, make up for each other's strengths and weaknesses. But
Yep.
putting people who have similar temperaments and personalities on the same team is not should not be like unexpected. And everyone
I
everyone treats it like it's some sort of revelation. Like, oh my God, these are the worst pairings ever. But somehow they're working by putting two people who are
Yep.
very similar on the same team. How did he do it?
All right. Actually, if I am the one who making the teams, I wouldn't put like two people with the same personality in together. They they have the same strength and weakness, so that's why they tend to overlap.
Yeah, but
That's
then
what
they're also
my
going to be
like.
they're going to be able to understand one another, which they clearly weren't
Yeah. Well,
before.
yep.
Like when
All
you see
right.
them doing the doubles matches in episode, what is it,
Four.
3?
All right.
No,
Which
not
one?
episode 4,
The
episode
first one.
3, the one where Maki and Toma just beat everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
You can see that the players are terribly matched. You know,
Yep.
okay, sure, you want to put one strong baseline player and one strong forward player, net player, whatever,
Yep.
on the same team, because then they're going to be able to they're going to be able to maximize their court coverage in the best way. But there's also the question of like some guy who's constantly yelling and criticizing his teammate being paired up with someone who's very sensitive and is not going to respond well to that. Obviously, they should not be on the same team. So when he rearranges everything, everyone's mind is blown when it's just common sense. Like, of course, you don't want the bully to be on the same team as the crybaby.
All right.
Get them away from each other. That's what he does. And everyone's
We
like, wow, he's so smart. Oh, my God.
we're talking about these 15 years old boys here, who didn't take that sport very seriously. So I mean it's what you expected.
I mean, I expected better, honestly. Maki is getting, like, the show is just making him out to be this super awesome, insightful smarty pants, And
Right.
then at the end of episode 4, when they're all chilling by the, what is it, like the water tower or the reservoir,
Yep.
kind of overlooking the river, where the
Yeah,
four
yeah, yeah,
characters
yeah.
kind of meet up. Maki, Toma, the girl who draws the fan art, and the manager.
Yep.
When they're all sitting around there, Toma is like, "Wow, Maki, I really feel like everyone's changing for the better in our club, and it's all thanks to you." Like they really wrote that in the script. They really did it.
Well,
And then Maki's
all
like,
right.
"No, they're just all ganbareing. They're just trying their best."
All right. All right. I feel like I'm more forgiving about this show more than you then.
Well, I'm
I'm
blogging
alright
it,
with that.
so
I'm alright to I'm alright to overlooks on this. Um how you feel about drama, about their relationship,
but how,
especially Toma? Is that Toma or Maki?
Maki is the one with the abusive dad.
Alright, so
Toma
especially
Toma is the one
Maki
with the
and his
glasses.
yep. So especially Maki and his abused dad.
Well, yeah. How do you? I know that you didn't like that scene in the first episode as much as I did. The
Mm-hmm.
kind of post-credit scene where it was silent and the dad comes in
Yeah.
and beats him up and takes the money. You thought it was like a little too heavy-handed, if I recall correctly, whereas I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of his appearances in both like the latter two of these 3 episodes, 4 and 5?
I still don't know what to feel basically. It obviously like adding more weight into the drama. I still feel it a bit still overflow, but it's add to the drama, and so I think it worked. I think it worked well in this story.
Okay. I
How
mean,
about
to
you?
me, it's like one of the only sources of drama that there is because Maki fixes everything about the tennis club like pretty magically on an episode by episode basis.
Yep.
Um, so the fact that his dad is coming by and destroying his tennis racket and demanding all this money, and then Toma
Mhm.
shows up. When I saw Toma walk into the what would
Hallway.
you call it? Yeah, the hallway there. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you here?
Yeah.
He throws the money at him, says he's gonna
Yeah.
kill him. I just, I don't know, man. Like I can tell that the show's not, it's not all over the place or anything. You know, all this, it's being done very deliberately. But at the same time,
Mhm.
I just feel that this is a strange way for things to develop. And perhaps the reason I feel that way is because the show is largely like optimistic, um, apart from those scenes. There are other, like for
When
example
it
in,
comes.
in episode 3, Itsuki, the guy who has the who lives only with his dad because his mom was also abusive.
Yep. Yep.
Um, you know, that's obviously very difficult to watch. You know, but the show resolves it pretty optimistically, and
Yep.
I would say that for the most part, it's a pretty light watch, except for these scenes. So they kind of
Mm.
stick out to me, not really in the best way, I guess.
Right. I think
I don't know.
the show trying to get like all these members, like almost all these members of this of this club, all having some sort of familial problems. So Itsuki, as you say, like he's is bullied because of his family situation. And in episode 5, we got like another guy who find out that he's adoptive. He's adopted by by his parents, and
Right.
he
Well, he found that
feel
out when he was 10 years old. Yeah.
10 5 10 all right 10 years old when he grade 5 I think.
Yeah.
uh yeah, so I think that the show trying to get that like the conflict, basically the conflict between like the kids and their parents in
Yeah.
so into the show. I agree with you that like everything regarding the soft tennis club have been a really light one. There is mixed well though. I wonder with all
Yeah,
the drama
that's a
stuff.
question that I have as well. I don't know that it does. It feels kind of like I'm watching a sports series with a lot of parental drama and familial drama kind of spliced into it, like inserted
Mhm.
into it at various points, rather than I'm watching a character piece where everything is kind of in the mix,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Um, and we even get like the student council president, the heavyset girl who
Yep.
wears like kimonos and fancy attire at home, and her mom and her grandmother are calling her by names that aren't her real name, or I don't know if she's like adopted a different name for herself because she wants to identify differently than they are labeling her.
Right.
I don't know
I
what.
actually
I mean, the show is
right.
clearly like somewhat socially conscious, so it could be that she's like crafting her own identity, so to speak. I don't know.
I actually I actually enjoyed that bit. I don't think that it have anything to do with what we have seen, in the last 5 episodes. But I don't care. I actually just like her being herself, talking about all the names that different people. Oh, sorry, that her grandma and her mom call her, and she call herself another name. I just enjoy the heck of that. I don't
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
even
it was.
care
I
what's the
like.
meaning behind all this.
I liked the mom and the grandma fighting. I thought that was pretty funny, because
Yeah.
the way that whole scene is constructed, you see them fighting and you hear their I guess their voices as they're struggling with each other, and then
Right.
it cuts to the panning shot of her in her bedroom, which I thought was I really liked the way that was put together.
Yep.
And the camera moves over to her, and you can still hear them fighting, and it's muffled now. They're like outside the door. She's alone in her room. I thought that was pretty good comedic timing.
Right.
But I mean, clearly it's related to a lot of the other stuff. If not narratively, then at least thematically, because she's having issues at home, same as
Yep.
every other character.
I do feel that she's gonna be more important in the future.
Well, her main role is she's the one who controls the funding, and dude, do you remember that line that she said where she was like, people who are useless, they're not going to work hard and they have no talent, so they won't be able to achieve anything.
Yep.
It sounded like she was quoting a villain from like a tokusatsu series or something, where the villain is defeated and then all the kids watching can learn the value of hard work. That was another really badly scripted line.
Yep.
Like very simple and not really what I'm looking for from a series that is dealing with a lot of heavier stuff on the side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't feel as though the show is totally gelling.
All right. How do you feel about Maki and Toma relationship? Chemistry.
I will say that I really liked the scene in episode 5, in the empty schoolroom.
Right. Right.
Where Maki reveals that his father is abusive. Really like the body language in that scene, where he's constantly looking out the window, and before he answers Toma's questions, he has to sit down in the chair, and then Toma eventually mirrors that position when he hears about what Maki is going through. He also sits down and faces him directly. I thought the blocking of that scene was good. I thought the background art was very good. Really liked the arrangement of the desks. A lot of them were tilted to one side, so they weren't all uniform. Kind of indicates that something is amiss there because the two characters aren't on the same page in terms of their knowledge. But eventually they're brought together because Maki tells them what's going on. That scene I really liked. I appreciated how that contributed to their relationship. As for him showing up at their apartment and throwing money at this clearly dangerous man, not sure I'm a fan of that.
Well, all right. Yeah, well, I don't have much issue of that scene. The scene where he throw the money. It a bit silly, but yeah, I'm sorry with that.
I mean,
Actually,
to me, it's a meme. Like that, him throwing money at the guy, that could be turned into a meme. It's like it's so strange that he would do that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like it's time that we learn more about why he has all this money, or why he has this personality trait of like sticking his neck out way too far or getting way too intense.
Yeah.
We haven't in episodes 4 and
Yep.
5. We don't get anything more about his family situation, whereas we did in episode
That's
3. We
right.
saw him have that conflict with his mom. So I think we need to learn more about Toma.
Yep. So we have mentioned about Maki relationship with his abusive father, and Toma also have his fair share of like abusive from the mom as well. I actually enjoyed the flashback where one of the team member told Maki about Toma scar in the back.
It's not
liked
Toma
it.
who has the scar. It's Itsuki.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Itsuki's the guy from episode
Oh,
3.
right.
He's the one. That's why people
geez,
make fun of him for living with his dad, because his mom was abusive. She's the one who poured the boiling
geez,
hot water on his back.
Right. I didn't know that. I thought that was Toma all the way. All right. Apologies, listeners. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that we really know about his mom is that he says to his brother in episode 3, she says that I'm worthless and stuff, but we don't
Yep.
know if that's true. We haven't seen that.
That's right.
We did see her being like, why did you come home from club early? When are you going to finally like give it your all? and she's kind of badgering him about it, and he obviously doesn't respond very well to it. But we also know that she feels as though it's really difficult to get along with him. So we still it's still ambiguous, like the actual like the truth of the way that they relate to one another,
Yep.
which I kind of like, because a lot of the other parents in this series are like, they're out and out villains.
Asshole.
Yeah, and
Well,
we don't know that for sure about her, because something is obviously up with Toma. I would like to know what it is. We're like
right.
almost to the halfway point.
Yep. Hopefully we get some more of him. I now that I get the feeling that we might not see more of that development. I mean, like they're gonna mention like one or twice more. They're gonna play up like the drama between him and his mother, and then I think that it's not gonna last.
Well, that would be a shame, because I mean that's the route that this show has taken in kind of exposing its characters' insecurities and flaws and things. Is like going back to the root and talking about how they get on with their parents or what's happened to them in their childhoods. So if we I like every time I see Toma on screen, I'm like, what is making this guy tick? Why is he so obviously different? Where does his intensity come from? So if that's not really explained to us, then I kind of feel as though the show hasn't done its job in the end.
Yep. Hopefully the show gonna do that. I just think that the show gonna just play up more about Marquis and his dad situation more than anything else.
Well, that's apparently Toma's story too now,
Right.
because he showed up practically like wearing a cape and spandex at their apartment and throwing some 10,000 yen bills or whatever.
Yep. And he learned his name. All right.
Yeah, why did you give
careful,
the guy,
kid.
dude? So bizarre. The whole scene was so weird. Why did you give him his name, like your name, my dude? What are you doing?
Right.
It kind of
if,
makes
if that
makes
was
Maki's
me,
dad like less dangerous. Treating him this way, like constructing this scene this way.
right. Well, if that was me, if like that guy was asking for my name, I would say, "Love, my name is Whooper." For sure. So he gonna go to America looking for Whooper.
I would just start talking in Spanish.
Right.
No hablo inglés. Lo siento.
Yeah, that's right. All right. It's still one of my favorite show of this season, my youth. I just hope that there is more to this show.
Yeah.
All right. Next shows.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's go with Vista.
Okay. You're gonna have to take the lead on this one.
Why? You all right.
I'm just not invested at all.
Really? All right.
Yeah, man.
So you don't like either Legoshi, Haru, or Luis at all?
I definitely don't like Louis.
Right.
Haru
comes?
is just basically a big question mark to me. And I mean, Legoshi's the main character. He's okay, but
Right.
the whole carnivores versus herbivores thing, everyone's making the series out to be like, especially the manga readers are making the series out to be like, oh, it has a little something for everyone. It covers all these different genres, and like it's it tackles issues of like classism and blah blah blah. And I like every time I watch an episode, I'm just like bombarded by, oh, carnivores and herbivores, man, they're so different. They're just so different.
All right. I must say that this is like one of the show that I find really hard to talk about. Don't know why. Like we see a lot. I enjoy the chemistry between Legoshi and Haru, Legoshi and Luis. they have like yeah, different personality, and they kind of bounce off each other well. I like the world building. I like the way that Orange adapt, the whole the source into into motion. I just have very little thing to say about the show itself. All right, we can talk about the play, shall
Right.
we?
Sure.
It it take uh it take the main plot it, in episode 3, 2, and 3 and 4.
So we're doing 3 through 5 here.
Yeah, we 5 is like the aftermath.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah, we got Bill, another. Oh my god, carnivore. I think we. Alright. So we have
Dude,
Bill.
do you remember how I
Yep.
was just talking about Hoshiai no Sora
Yeah,
and being like, what is with this development when Toma shows up at the house?
right, right.
Like, I thought the exact same thing. The whole
With this.
situation with Bill in episode 4, I was like, why would you ever write this? What is going on here? This is so bizarre, and I don't understand how it contributes or like advances the story at all, except to make a point about carnivores being like scary and stuff, and how
Alright.
Legacy has to, he has to embrace the fact that he's a carnivore, he's different, and he has to embrace that side of himself. I don't like Bill. Bill, worst character. Bill, get Bill out of my face. He's such a straw man.
I actually, I think except for the play itself, where he attacked Legacy, where each when they both attack each other.
I mean,
I
let's be real here. Legacy attacks him.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. I don't see that Bill actually cross any line at all. To be
Are you
fair,
kidding? He had rabbit blood on him.
uh, just for kick.
That's like having cocaine, dude. Like it's hard drugs.
Yeah, yeah, that's for kick. I
I
mean,
guess.
it um it not as if he does something illegal.
He definitely did though. Like possessing that drug is illegal.
All right, in Australia though, you can allowed to have it. You just you're not allowed to sell it.
What are you talking about?
Especially
Like,
in Canberra, it actually in where I live, we actually just legalize using um, cannabis. I think.
dude, there
Some
rabbit
kind
blood
of
is
drug.
not there. It doesn't have a cannabis is not the equivalent.
Right, all right, all right.
Pot
Um,
is a depressant. Like it relaxes you. Rabbit blood is supposed to hop you up. It's like you're doing crack.
yeah,
That's why he's
yeah,
taking it before the performance because he wants like a boost.
right.
It's not like he wants to just chill and smoke on stage. It's not like marijuana at all. This is like jail time. The rabbit blood is going to get you jail time if you're discovered with this stuff.
All
Plus, it factors into the whole
right.
carnivore versus herbivore thing. Again,
Yeah. All right. I know why this character builds were built. Pardon
why
my
was he
language.
built?
Because he served as a fight to Legacy. He act as like any carnivore supposed to be proud of his upbringing, proud of his being the man, the the predator basically.
Yeah.
Legacy is the one who actually act out of his his nature, so to speak.
Yeah, and that pisses
So
Louis off.
yeah, so basically, I think we all see the reason behind why this conflict between Legacy and Bill was built in this way.
Yeah,
The
oh, I
thing
totally get it.
is, I yeah, the thing is, we're not sure on why. I don't know. I can see why, but I at the same time I don't want to draw any deeper meaning behind that, because I feel like if I gonna dissect that, um, it lost its meaning.
No, see, I definitely don't agree. I think that anime should be dissected.
Yep.
It should be broken down, figured out. You should take everything from it that you can.
Yep.
Try to read into it for all it's worth, And I don't think Beastars is worth very much. Like Bill's a carnivore. He acts like a carnivore. Legacy is a carnivore who acts like an herbivore, and he attacks the carnivore who acts like a carnivore and becomes a carnivore who acts like a carnivore. That's what I got
Right.
out of
That
this entire
totally
arc.
makes sense. All right.
I don't like. Do you remember in
Um.
episode 3 the environmental time that all the animals had to? There was like mandatory environmental time where they went into those
Oh yeah, yeah,
chambers
yeah,
with all the
yeah,
other animals of the same species.
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes in there with all the other wolves. And there's like an artificial moon hanging from the ceiling. So, wolf. And he thinks he's thinking about Haru the rabbit, and he's like, that was the first time anyone ever treated me as a male, and I am a male. I'm a carnivore male. Oh, woo! And then he gets up and walks out of the room, and dude, I forget what happens after that. My brain was fried after that. What was I talking about? Oh, I don't know.
All right. I thought it was nice.
I did like the concept. I mean, there's a lot of concepts in this series that I like.
Right.
Like the different sized doors for the animals.
Yep.
So the
Uh-huh.
tall ones can walk through, one set, and the smaller ones can go through another, and the different menus in the cafeteria, and the different I don't know, uniform sizes for all the different species, and I mean it's all cool,
Yep.
but I don't know why I should be watching it.
Right.
I don't feel as though
Yeah.
any of the relationships between the characters are that interesting.
Right. I actually agree. I still enjoy um the chemistry between Legacy and Haru and Legacy and Louis. And now we also have like the chemistry between Louis and Haru as well. So
Yeah, the love triangle has arrived. Perhaps this will be
yep.
what I need to get into it. Like I need some Okada tier drama right now. That'll get me invested.
All right. Um
It's definitely not expected. I did not see that coming at all.
all right. That's good. That's good. um I actually like how Legacy and Haru, when they talking to each other, like in episode 5, how they being aware of the differences between them. So despite knowing each other, goodwill, basically, um like Haru's still afraid of his fang, like instinctively.
Yeah, she kicks her
And
leg under the table, like it's her flight
yeah, I
response.
so I pretty much I enjoy all of this, like all of these things come together. And I enjoy how their relationship growing.
Is it?
Yeah, they actually look at each other in the eyes, la la la,
Oh, they look at each other in the eyes.
for the
Stop
first
the
time.
presses.
So
We got a future king and queen right here.
oh yeah, 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 and then they actually like a festival coming up between the candle things.
Yeah, yeah. And the drama club is gonna do production for it in some way, like create dinosaur props because they worship dinosaurs as gods.
Right.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Makes so much sense. I wonder
Uh,
if they have like any human like counterpart in there.
what do you mean?
Species. Human species in there. or
Why?
they're all just animals?
I think they're all just animals. I don't.
No, no. I mean, if they will have like human as like one of their animals.
Oh no, there's no way that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Uh, yeah, I almost forgot about the festival they're going to, or the whatever you call it. I guess festival is the right word.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, and we got Louis Senpai and Haru shacking up together. I
Mhm.
still don't know what her deal is. Why does she sleep with so many guys?
I have no idea.
I mean, I every time I think about it, I just wondering what the show's perspective on this is. Like, what is the point of view that we're meant to get from it?
All right. I
And
I do think that she want to be validated by people. I think because it come from with it come from how people always treat her like species as like the weak. So they just want to protect her, and she get annoyed of that. So that's one thing. Um, and I think because of maybe because of these things, she want to get validated by other people, so that she sleep around. I'm not really sure how that connected though.
I don't know either. Uh, her character's just a blank to me. I don't. People are talking about how she's like so complicated because she's ostracized by everybody, so that makes her like cynical, but also at the same time she's I don't know, like she's good-hearted and stuff, and this her
She
her more open and like overt sexuality is like really really groundbreaking. And I mean, to me, all I can figure out is that she's a rabbit, and so rabbits are constantly doing the dirty deed so that they can have as many little bunnies as their hearts desire. But she's like this. There's interspecies sex going on here, and I just don't understand what is happening.
Yeah. Well, maybe she just she take a good care of flowers, and people who take a good care of flower is ought to be a very good people. That's
Oh
according
yes,
to that's according to Legoshi.
right, right, yeah. But I mean, he's interested in her sexually, so of course he's going to find any reason that he can to also,
Yep.
think that she's a good person.
Right.
He'll bend
So
over backwards to find something that she does.
so
Oh, she picked up a piece of litter that one time. She's got a golden heart.
right. So I must say this show is still question mark. I still grown into the show. I don't I don't find much thing to talk about it though. But I still enjoy like every episode. Like every episode, I infuse into like the world building. I I feel like this show have more layers, but at the same time, I just don't want to talk so much about that. I don't know why.
All right. Well, we can drop it if you don't want to talk about it.
No, I do want to talk about it though. So just give this show like a few more episodes. I still pretty much enjoy the show, my youth. Just the fact it had to talk about. That's all.
Well, this is a podcast where we talk about anime. So
That's
hopefully
true.
we get something to talk about on the next one.
Yep. All right. All right. So let's get to the final shows of the of the season show, which is Blade of the Immortals.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what I feel so far. I
What's
feel
that?
that the show working in each like individual episodes is still very impressive. The way that it's it does more abstract and just give a bit enough hint, enough like detail for us to like pick up all these, what the storyline is. At the same time, I don't think that it it worked well when it's combined all together because um it's so disjoint. Like the timeline was like all over the place.
Okay,
How about you?
gotcha. I thought these 3 episodes were really good. Um, I don't feel as though there's any hurry for it to. A lot of people have read the manga for this series because,
Mhm.
it has swords and stuff. So
Yep.
you can read it because it has swords, and people will read it because there are swords in it. Um, so there are a lot of manga readers who are like comparing this series to the source material. I don't
Hmm.
have that perspective,
Mm.
So every episode being focused on a different character, which is what these 3 episodes did.
Yep.
Um, who was the focus in episode 4? It was Anotsu, the main villain, I suppose, the head of
The
the
main.
Ito
Yep.
Ryu. And then in episode
That's right.
5, it was Aku, the other immortal guy who'd been alive for 200 years. And then in
Yep.
episode 6, it was the mask salesman. I don't know. I don't think I even wrote his name down. I just called him the mask salesman. But like, there's a different character that they focus on in every episode, um, and each one is self-contained. And I think that's fine. Uh,
All right. I would say that the weakness of that approach is that we learn more about on these side characters more than like the relationship between the two main characters themselves.
we know about their relationship at this point, like
Uh,
enough to keep us going, don't we?
enough. Not that depth though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. He's the bodyguard, and she's like the young woman seeking revenge.
Yep.
But we've seen her. I can't remember which episode it was. Maybe episode 5, the post credit scene where she like puts her head down on his chest.
Uh,
Um.
saying brother Oni-chan or something.
Oh. No.
No, I'm just trying to confuse you actually.
Okay. I don't really get that, but I mean, they've gotten closer, I suppose. Um.
All right.
Because she's willing to be closer to him, like physically. Uh,
Mm,
I mean, we see a scene
right.
like that. I think it was the episode 5 post credit scene, I believe. Um, so she takes some comfort in his presence, I guess. But I mean, they're not the focus of any of these episodes.
One thing I do like though is that like for these 3 and 4 episodes that we see there was a gap of timeline between each episodes, but through that we actually see like how much Dream mature. I remember in episode 4 when she met Anusus, she was she know that he more skillful than her. She is still trying to kill him anyway because that what she been living for revenge. In episode 6 though, when she saw the mask, the mask guy, the the guy who make the mask, I
Yeah,
think his name is Araya. Um, she she actually spare him because she think of the kid.
yeah. I think that's just a different situation because she recognizes that she would put the boy in the same. She would create another
Yep,
version of
yep, yep.
herself by killing the guy.
Hmm. Right. And one of the other reason is that that guy he's retired, so he not being a swordsman anymore or assassins anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Although he still seems pretty handy with the sword, like,
Mm.
and he still seems pretty vicious and bloodthirsty.
Right, right. Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, as
So
Manji points out, he has a skill and he has a son. So you know, why continue to
mm,
kill? Why? But he's like, I can't remember what he says in response to that because the dialogue moves pretty quickly. Um,
uh,
in each episode. But he says
so
something along the lines of, dude, I don't even remember what he says. Never mind.
all right, he said that he killed hers because he don't want to know, he don't want the secret out to his boy. So he said like this is the mask that he always wear, or something along that line.
Of course, yes. Whenever there's a mask motif in
Yep.
fiction, there's you got to apply it to people's personalities as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are you even doing with masks in your show?
Story. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean his episode, there was a lot for Rin to do,
Mhm.
like emotionally because of her history with the guy, and also the parallel between her and the son. I mean, that's a way to develop her character without making it the Manji and Rin show.
Mhm.
And then episode 5 as well with Aku, the guy who's lived 200 years. There's obviously, there's a clear parallel between him and Manji because they both have these sacred bloodworms in their bloodstream.
Yep.
And
I
he chooses death by Manji's hand
Yep.
because he's tired of living.
Right. Which I I I I I think that it did a good job. I also think that if they been flesh him out for more, so like give the episode for like 5 or 10 more minutes, I will feel more about this guy, more sympathy to this guy. But
Aku?
Echo, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like this show, Blood of the Immortals, the show in general, have like one of the best directed show of all the seasons. By that I mean
Yeah.
like I I like I like all the shot selections. I like the the mood, the atmosphere that it it showcase.
Mm-hmm. Go
Right.
on.
Nah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I don't know enough about like, shot composition or direction or any of that stuff to comment on it. I mean, I do like the show, so hopefully it's not like a piece of shit and I just have bad taste.
Well, so I also mean that like I always feel that the directors or like the staff have great control of of how to handle all the scenes. So yeah, so that's why.
Okay.
True. Right. Man, it's just hard to talk about like all the technical stuff when
Well,
we are not that technical ourselves.
well, I don't know anything about animation. So I can talk until I'm blue in the face about all the desks being kind of crooked in the scene where Maki tells what's his face, Toma, about his history with his dad. That I can spot right away. But I think
Yep.
whatever this show's doing is more invisible than that. So it's harder for me to talk about, at least.
Curiously though, I have like the manga. I have like one volume of Blood Be Immortals, which I have never read. I think I gonna give that a try sometimes, if I can find the manga somewhere.
I thought you said you had one.
I have one. I have one. I just don't know where I put it.
Oh, okay.
It's like one
I
of the
can. What?
yeah. It was one of the extra that when I bought one of the DVDs, they just give me I give you the manga and that
Uh,
Blood of the Immortals.
as a service,
Yeah.
as they would say in Japan. Savesu, Savesu!
Right.
I do remember one scene from episode 5 where I thought I can't tell you why the direction got this reaction from me, but Oh, I'm sorry. It was episode 4, the one where Rin attacks Anotsu.
Yep.
Like she makes an attempt on his life, and obviously it doesn't go very well. And he throws his sword at her, or what, that big, like
Yep.
heavy looking club type weapon with the blade on the end, and it hits her in the back, and she falls down, and she's like gasping for breath.
Yep.
Dude, when I was watching that, I actually felt short of breath. I felt like I was being squeezed, and I couldn't take a big breath in or out. It was really intense. I don't know why. I can't tell you why.
Yep.
But like for as much as the combat is on like fast forward some of the time, and it relies on kind of inverting colors and stuff, and using like subliminal cuts and things, like not very typical action. Sometimes it does feel very heavy. So that's I like all those rare moments when that kind of stuff pops up, and you can feel how the characters are like suffering, or like what's ailing them physically, or how they've been hurt.
Yep.
Sometimes that pops up, and I'm always like, oh yeah, yes, this is very good. I also feel extremely pained watching this. I enjoy this.
Nice.
Oh, also Rin's tongue getting cut in episode 5 when he threatens to put the bloodworms into her bloodstream. When I saw that, I was like kind of curling up as I watched it out of like sheer discomfort. So there's that too.
I enjoy those scenes. I do think that I will enjoy Shiguru.
You would enjoy? Oh, Shigurui, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that show a lot for the first half.
For the first
maybe the whole thing is great. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it feels kind of similar to this one. I mean, I would say the production's even better and slower in that series.
And slower. All right.
Yeah,
That's
like
interesting.
it drags everything out, every scene, like for maximum discomfort.
Really? And they have only like 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. I don't think there's any other anime like it. I mean, this one might be the closest there is, and maybe some like 80s OVAs. I haven't seen a lot of those, but like the hyper violent OVAs of that like period in anime during the before the bubble burst.
Right. Just one question though: is Shigurui adapt like the entire story, or just like one arc?
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't think it adapts an entire story. I kind of remember things being open ended at the end, but I couldn't tell you that for sure.
Yep. All right.
I think sometimes the facial animation in Blade of the Immortal is not very good. Like all
I have a feeling as well, actually.
In episode 4, when Rin is like screaming at Anotsu, who's pinned her sleeves up with his blade through a tree, so she's kind of trapped. She's like yelling at him to kill her, or to give her like the reason why he killed her father. And the backstory for that's kind of interesting. That's glossed over a little bit by these episodes, but it's pretty significant. Like her dad was involved in like a previous sword style, inheriting that, and so he feels kind of disenfranchised by that. Anyway, like she's yelling like and screaming like, you owe me that much. You have to tell me why you killed my father, or just kill me right now. I'd be better off dead than if you were to take advantage of me. Like she's like passionately arguing for her own death, or for justice for her father, or to know why he was killed. And the look on her face is just kind of plastic. Like, you don't get the furrowed brow, you don't get the contorted mouth movement. You just see her face kind of like, lips flapping, and she looks mildly pissed. I don't know. I don't think they always. I think the backgrounds are really nice, but I don't think the character animation is always quite there.
Yep. I agree. All right.
There's probably more stuff that I could say about it, but sounds like you want to move on.
All right. Let's move on to M to the ice.
Let's do it. So
All
you
right.
didn't like this one very much, huh?
No, I didn't like it at all.
Oh,
I
really?
I I just feel that the show has like the most annoying main, two main characters.
What? What? You don't like
All right.
Hiromi?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow. I do. I think she's cool.
Really. All right.
Yeah.
So that what we have like a really big disagreement on that. See, for me is all right. This is first is a show about tennis. This is a show about sport, and see
Yeah.
like the least model character of any sport character ever.
What do you mean
She's
she's the least model?
she's she played tennis because she was a fan of her teammate,
Madame
uh
Butterfly.
Madame Butterfly. She what else? She doesn't really care practice. She always run off the court to like doing whatever. She skip the practice. She does anything that not related to practice at all.
I mean,
She
yeah, keep going.
she trying so hard to um to get the attention of other people, which I feel like total bullshit.
Well, hold on. That's not
S-
true. It's
all
only
right.
Madame Butterfly that she wants to notice her.
And
It's
and
not as
and
though she wants the entire club to think well of her.
all right, and the other girl and the other boy as well. That's a boy that she like.
Yeah, but she doesn't really want to impress him or show off for him. She's just like taken aback whenever he approaches her.
And she the one who like ever really concerned about how the others feel about her. So like
No, I,
whenever
I don't think that's
she
true. It's just Madame Butterfly who she
uh,
wants to think
uh,
well of her. She doesn't want the whole club to like she's hated by the entire club. Obviously, she would prefer for that not to be the case.
yep.
But she's not out to get everyone. I mean, you're thinking about her the way that the other club members think about her.
I remember
She
like
just
when
she's just trying to show off, and she's she just wants everybody to think she's the best and blah blah blah. That's what all the like NPC characters are thinking in the back of their
and
heads about her.
and that get into her as well,
Who?
into Hiromi. So like all this talk about other people get into her as well, and says she got upset, and then she like she run away from practice. She pretend to get
Of
injury
course she
to have
runs away from
injuries.
practice. Everyone hates her. Why would she
All right.
not run away?
And I feel like the the tennis the the tennis bag is like very unrealistic. Like even from the technique down to like how everything that it feel more like ballet to me, not tennis.
Yeah,
And
that's gonna be some of that early '70s animation kicking in there.
yeah, true. And third, uh not only he told me this have like the most annoying
Who?
coach ever. The coach
No, Hiromi.
Hiromi. Yeah, so not only
Yeah.
her who is annoying, we have like another really annoying coach as well. The
Do you
guy who
remember
like
watching
make
Gunbuster?
yep, yeah. It reminds me a lot of Gunbuster as well. So I
Yeah.
understand like Buster is the parody of Everyday Ice, I think.
No,
Like
I
at the
don't think
beginning.
so. I think it's straight up homage. I think Ano really admires this series.
Right. So he's just the one who making decision, and like when everyone voice their concern, he just like get on with it.
Yeah.
You
Are you done yet?
are you done yet? Yeah. And what else? You still
You still don't understand?
all right? Think. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason they call him the demon coach. I mean, all the problems that you're pointing out are like part of the show's DNA.
Part of the story. All right.
Yeah. Like the coach is
And
terrible. That is part of his character. The
and
the
all right.
she's not a very good tennis player. Yes, that is true.
And the so oh my god, the so drama was so they heightened the drama too much that like remember the match that they play at in episode 3 where she
Yeah, when they go to
like
the district qualifiers.
yeah where she actually didn't win any point until to the second set where she able to hit the ball she got cramp. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. we need the episode ending cliffhanger. Do you remember how dramatic the like Rose of Versailles was during the court episodes with Madame what's her face, Madame Bonfrey or whatever?
Yeah with Marie Antoinette. I don't remember her name, Madame something.
Yeah. I don't either. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. But like there would be episode after episode of like ridiculous drama involving this woman who was trying to control Marie Antoinette or like I don't know, expose her or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I mean, this directed by the same guy, roughly the same time period. We're in the same decade here. So
All right.
yeah,
Just
I mean, very stylized, very dramatic. But I think Hiromi is great, and I mean, I see in her the blueprint for a lot of shoujo heroines.
annoying, aka also known as annoying little brat. All right.
Okay, sure. I think she's cool.
Yeah, no. But I'm still interested to the show enough to actually want to find out more about the show. So yeah, I'm
all
still
right.
in. It
I mean, if you
if
don't want to
only,
keep watching it,
I
we can just pick something else. That's fine.
no, that's alright. I'm happy to complain about Hiromi every week.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it, dude. I mean, I like this more than I like Hoshiai no Sora.
All right, yep.
I think that what she's got going on with her character and the terrible odds that she's facing right now. Everybody hates her, and the coach has chosen her for a reason she doesn't understand. She's not very good at tennis. She's like, the show's putting her through hell, basically. It's a very simple story.
Yeah.
And she's going to have to learn to get better at tennis and slowly earn everyone's respect. But it's not as though she really wants everybody to love her. I don't know where you're getting that from. It's Madame Butterfly, who she's always thinking about.
She's actually not why everyone wanted to love her, but she really overconscious about like what everyone's saying about her. Like even
obviously, when they're all talking about her behind her back and calling her a bitch and assuming that she traded sexual favors for her position on the team.
All right.
Obviously, she's gonna be worried about that.
All right. One more scene about like the show being over dramatic. Remember when the coach get her to practice, and he does like some surf.
Yeah.
And like the ball just hits straight to her.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's pretty easy to animate. You got to do like if you have to animate the ball hitting the ground and then bouncing up to hit her. There's the whole like you have to worry about positioning, like where she is on the court, where the ball hits her, where it has to bounce in order to make contact with her body. But if all you want to do is make the ball hit her, then you just need a close up on her and the ball hitting her in the face. That's it. And then you cut straight to a super close up of Coach Munakata being like, "Where are you looking? Look at the ball."
Oh my god! I was like, "What kind of practice was that?" Oh jeez.
Well, I mean, he wants to humiliate her, so that he can draw out whatever he saw from her. And that's the thing, like about her being on this team is we don't understand what he sees in her,
right?
because
I
there was
don't.
nothing to see. Like in that scene where he's calling all forward all the freshmen one at a time, and like just blasting them with tennis balls.
Yep.
It was really comical the way they're all afraid, and then one of them runs up and she like shouts out her name, and then he hits the
Yep.
ball at her, and she goes ah.
Jeez.
Like nothing that Hiromi did in that scene was any different from what anyone else did, so we don't understand why she was picked for the team. So that's, that's a problem.
Right.
Um, on the other
And
hand, it does make us feel her predicament that much more. That like we don't understand. We're not just waiting around for her to evolve into like an amazing tennis player because we saw some spark, that we're waiting for it to blossom. We also have no idea why she's on this team.
I have no idea. I swear. When
Yeah.
when
Well, me
Madame
neither.
Butterfly, when Madame Butterfly and like all the girls talking to each other, asking like why what they see in her, what he see
Yeah.
in her. So and I was like nothing. I didn't see
Yeah. Well, I
anything.
mean, Madam Butterfly practices with her, and what's her face? The girl who doesn't make the starting five, the varsity
Right.
team. What was her name?
Whoever.
Ottawa, I think.
All right.
Who humiliates her at the end of the second episode.
Yep.
And I mean, there was that scene after that moment, after that extended lashing that she gets, where Ota was like, "Ah, you suck. Haha, I'm better. You can't return any of my serves because I'm good and you're bad." Then
Yep.
she's at the tennis court and she had, she's got her head down. She's crying to herself. I don't know how you think that this is a girl who is really concerned with everybody's opinion of her. She's clearly like going through her own little hell here, and nobody else understands that except for her one friend.
Yep.
So I
She
mean,
a
it's an
good
easy
friend.
way to, yeah, she's
I
a good friend. I think she's the model for Mako and Kill la Kill, because her name is Maki, and she has the exact same haircut,
Huh.
and she loves food.
Very interesting.
I could guarantee you that that's where Mako came from, especially since Gainax already has this history of looking at like past work
Yep.
and paying homage to it.
That makes a lot of sense. Mako
Yeah, but
Maki.
whereas Ryuko in Kill la Kill was like super badass, Hiromi is not so much.
I agree. At least for now, maybe like in the future she become like one of the famous tennis players, no doubt.
I mean, yeah, she's definitely going to improve. That's what the story is going to be, but it's probably going to take a long time.
It gonna take 26 episodes,
Yeah, and there's a sequel, I think.
and there is a sequel.
Is there?
Yeah,
Or maybe
there
it's just a
is.
film.
There
I think
is
there is a
sequel.
full sequel.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, we got M for the Ace, and then we got Shin, M for the Ace, which is I think like the sequels, and then we got M for the A2, and then we got M for the A final stage.
But some of these are films.
Oh, right, a remake of the series. Oh, so Shin is the remake. All right. Yep. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only planning on watching these 26 episodes.
Yep. Me too. Me too. Me too.
But
But
I think it's fine. I
right.
think the show's
But
cool.
see, I still watching the show. Obviously, I think that Hiromi is like one of the contender of my least favorite characters of all time.
Wow, nice, dude. Well, you'll if she changes at all, or her story starts to get a little better, then perhaps you'll be forced
Yep.
to reassess that perspective. But if you
That's
hate a character that much on first sight, it's pretty hard to change your mind.
well. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
Dude, this show was really 70s. Do you
Yeah.
remember all the scenes in Hiromi's bedroom?
Right.
It the way that they were composed, it was like her bed was there, and then there was just a background. We didn't really get a sense that there was like a floor or wallpaper or anything like that. It was just that white and yellow kind of plaid or checked background, and then the bed like slapped on top of it, and then she would be sitting on the bed. I thought it was kind of an interesting way to arrange that scene. It was more like the background was a motif and less like a physical space.
Right.
Uh,
To be fair though, I think Amphibians is like one of the oldest anime that we watch. So it's in 1973.
oh, this is the
What
oldest anime that we've watched. Yeah.
what was the time? Yeah. What when was Heidi produced?
Oh yeah, that's true. Heidi. It was 1 year after this.
1 year after this.
Yeah, and Heidi obviously blows this thing out of the water.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, the 70s were all about. I mean, there you have Dezaki on the one hand, and you have Takahata and Miyazaki on the other.
Yep.
And I mean,
Yep.
I am a Ghibli stan. Like I love. Or I'm sorry, Ghibli. I can't even say the studio's name right. I love Ghibli. I think they're the best thing that ever happened to anime, quite literally.
Right.
So obviously, I prefer like Heidi's sense of openness and commitment to depicting movement like through space, whereas Dezaki is going full like in the opposite direction pretty much. He's taking everything that Tezuka did and just leveling it up.
Yep.
You know, like the characters with the scrolling backgrounds behind them and the very and like multiple times in these episodes, a character would like a still of their face would just emerge from the right hand side of the screen,
Oh yeah.
completely unmoving, and then you get some lip flaps, and then it would back out the same way.
I,
Uh,
I do feel like now if they use that technique, it's more like Flash. It zoom in, zoom out.
there's not even any zoom though. Like the character's face just
Yeah.
approaches from the right, like it's a statue, and then it comes to life for a little bit and talks, and then they drag the statue back out of the frame.
That was really interesting though to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just based on. Yeah, I mean, I kind of enjoy it. Like it's kind of got its own charm to it, you know.
It's like the product of its time.
Right, but that's the thing. Like when you watch a Future Boy Conan, or you watch a Heidi Girl of the Alps, those are not products of their time. They are ahead of their time.
Yep.
So I don't really appreciate that. Like, I can sort of appreciate Aim for the Aces direction. You know what Dezaki does with his limited resources and like how stiff and stylized it is. You know, I don't hate it, but I gotta say there are some shortcomings here. Those really, you know, the characters like appearing in the frame the way that they do in those instances. Also, at the end of episode 3, when they get to the district qualifiers and you see like a zoomed out shot of the stadium where they're going to be playing, it looks like garbage. For real. Like it looks like someone drew it with crayon very quickly. It just looks bad.
Right.
So yeah, I mean this is not a Rosa Versailles
Yep.
by any means. This is definitely when he was still figuring some stuff out.
All right. Still looking forward for the next few episodes. Oh my god! But I had the coach.
The coach, yeah. I mean, I guess he's easy to hate. Yeah, he's not a very complicated character. He's not a very kind or understanding character either. But I was ready for this after Gunbuster, you know,
Yep.
and knowing how simple the like and black and white older stuff can be,
Yep.
like
Yep.
even in film, you know. You have to go farther back than the 70s for to get this kind of simple morality in film, though, because even in the 70s, film like that was a golden age, I think, in cinema. You gotta go back a ways before that. But in anime, I mean, things are just kicking off kind of in the 70s.
Yep.
And you're gonna get characters like this coach who basically just exist as, you know, plot devices, roadblocks, obstacles, villains. That kind of stuff is going to happen. So, I mean, the story's very simple. It's about Hiromi and how she has to overcome these terrible circumstances. You know, everybody hates her. The girl that she looks up to, you know, is disappointed in her. Blah blah blah. And she's got to rise up and, you know, become the best tennis player of all time or whatever. It's a very simple story, but so far I like it.
All right. All right. Let's wrapping up then.
Are we all done? We have no more shows?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
we don't
cool.
have any more shows. Do you have any other notes on the show, by the way? Before
what? Aim for the ace?
Aim for the ace.
I don't know. I mean, I really think you're shortchanging Hiromi's character. I think she has some really spunky, like, do you remember when in episode 3, after she has that terrible training session with the coach and Maki comes to check on her, she turns to Maki and she says, "Hamburgers, let's go." Yep. And then it cuts straight to them at the burger joint.
Yep. All right.
I thought that, you know, you're already seeing her begin to bounce back a little bit. I thought there was a lot of personality to that line.
All right.
I also thought that like the plan that she hatches with Maki, like they try to figure out what kind of speech that she can give to her about you're making this cute 15-year-old you know, cry.
Yep.
I don't know what subs you're watching, but she and Maki try to think of the best way to get sympathy for herself so that the coach will reverse his decision. And then she chases him down after practice and wants to say she totally freezes, like her mind goes blank. And then she talks to Maki again afterwards and she's like, "Oh, I don't know what it is, but like whenever I talk to him, I'm just I can't find the words that I want to say." I feel like that's a very understandable position to be in.
All right.
You know, I feel like that's something that a lot of people could relate to, like feeling as though you know what you want to say, and having it all planned out, and then it all just like evaporates in the moment, you know.
Right. I let's just say that I have the feeling like the maturity that I don't see any quality in her yet.
Yeah, she's definitely not mature. They play up her kind of shallowness.
Yep.
In the first episode when she's doing her introduction, the narration at the very start. They play that up, you know, and that just has to be broken down as the series goes on because she's going to become a tough as nails tennis goddess. You ready, bro?
Goddess. I'm ready. I'm more than ready.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm also watching Psychopath 3, the sequel. So I just want to quickly mention about that. After 3 episodes, it had like double episodes for 8 weeks. So 8 double episodes.
Right.
Week. Oh my god. Just had to say. It has been really enjoyable so far. I think it's from what I heard, because I haven't watched the second season, so it's a step up from the second season, and it definitely like a worthy follow up from the first seasons. So people give it a try.
I've only seen the one episode, but yeah, you know, I've heard it's an improvement. So glad you're enjoying it.
All right. So we get to see you guys next week.
Yeah, a lot more anime left to go this season.
All right. See you soon, man.
Bye-bye.